It's just like when we say predictive maintenance. What's one of the problems with using a term like predictive maintenance, depending on the audience I'm talking to, June?
The problem with a term like predictive maintenance is that it can mean different things to different people. Some might think it's just about predicting failures far in advance, while others know it includes continuous monitoring, data analysis, and condition-based actions. If someone is more familiar with traditional reactive maintenance, they might not grasp the full scope. So just like low voltage doesn't mean small motors, predictive maintenance needs context. Otherwise, you're battling assumptions rather than building a shared understanding.
I just to go just a tad deeper than that, if I'm up in front, and because this happened to me, if I'm up in front of an engineering group like IEEE, and I'm speaking at an electrical installation conference, and this is a true story, and I'm doing a paper on predictive maintenance of insulation systems, when I say the term predictive maintenance, people assume that I'm predicting an exact time to failure, if we're talking about time to failure, right? So if I say 100 hours in predictive maintenance, it's 100 hours. In the context of what's involved in reliability engineering, where I say, okay, your resistance to failure changes over a period of time, predictive maintenance gives us a reference point of where we are in that resistance to failure curve, so that we can either mitigate a problem or do corrective action. But if I'm talking to a standard like electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, versus say I'm an industrial engineer where I'm dealing with probabilities and statistics, I'm normally thinking in terms of risk. But when I'm talking to an electrical or mechanical or similar, I'm talking absolute. So if I say predictive maintenance, what are the issues that I could run into there?
The big issue is that they might take predictive literally, expecting you to provide an exact countdown to failure, like a crystal ball. But predictive maintenance is about probabilities, trends, and risk reduction. If the audience isn't thinking in terms of statistical likelihood, they might think you're overpromising. So you have to explain that predictive maintenance gives a window of risk, not a stopwatch. It's about informed decisions, not exact predictions. Without that clarity, they might misunderstand the value or dismiss it as too vague.
Exactly, and that's the real challenge. So the following year I did virtually the same paper, and I referred to it as time to failure estimation, which was literally predictive maintenance. And the result was complete acceptance of the concept I brought forward. So later on, I did other work with John Deere on looking at the life expectancy of electric vehicle and hybrid vehicle heavy equipment. And we were doing estimations on the expected life of machines. So basically, on a Weibull curve, a B20 of the life of the machine, and we had to target certain number of hours. We had to hit at least that. And the idea was, and this is what happens in manufacturing. So we have to go, okay, we have to balance, what's our target life? What percentage can we accept failing within that target life? And the cost of the materials. So when we started looking at it, we looked at the time to failure estimation of the machine. How do we estimate that time? What is the risk? How do we come up with that percentage? And that approach, again, is industrial or reliability engineering versus electrical and mechanical engineering.